Shaiva naruttamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udiraya nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki Gurve Gauri Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamalini Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajamli Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Kinchana Vittaya Nivritta Gunavrittaye Atmaramaya Shantaya Kevalye Pataye Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 21. We were talking about the time factor. We cannot change the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, who is in the form of time, through strength, through the minister, through intelligence, through mantra, through aushadhi. Nothing can be changed. When the time has come, it will come. And we see that in the form of death or in the form of anything. So one should not think, oh, I am the doer. Oh, I can do anything I want. So one should be dependent on Supreme Lord. 23. Bhavadbhir-nirjitahyete bahusho anuchara hare Daivendradista evadya yudhi jitva nadantina. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Previously being empowered by providence, you defeated a great number of such followers of Lord Vishnu. But today, those same followers, having defeated us, are roaring in jubilation like lions. Purport. Bhagavad Gita mentions 5 causes of defeat or victory. Of these 5 causes, Daiva, or providence, is the most powerful. Nacha Daivat Parambalam. Bali Maharaj knew the secret of how he had formerly been victorious because providence was in his favor. Now, since that same providence was not in his favor, there was no possibility of his victory. Thus, he very intelligently forbade his associates to fight. Hare Krishna. So, very, very important that often majority of the population thinks that I am the cause of victory or defeat. No one talks about these 5 causes of any result or fruit. And here it's mentioned that Daiva, or the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, is the topmost. If the Lord does not want, it will never happen. That means if Kṛṣṇa does not sanction, it will not happen. And if Kṛṣṇa has sanctioned it, it will happen. So one should not think oneself as that I can do whatever I want, I can win anything I want, I can lose anything I want. Shall I tell a story on this occasion of Hanuman Jayanti, on this day, which I heard, which you may have heard, but today is Hanuman Jayanti, so we can glorify the devotees like Hanuman. So it's a famous story of Hanuman and Arjuna. Arjuna, was thinking that the scriptures are saying Lord Ram is the best archer, but Arjuna developed a sense of kind of pride. It's a leela that not really. If he would have been the best archer, he could have made a bridge on the Indian Ocean. Why he had to kind of trouble the poor monkeys? They had to lift such heavy rocks to build the bridge. So Arjuna was thinking like that. He is theoretically accepted, but inside he was thinking that actually I'm the best archer. So, and then comes Hanumanji. Hanumanji realizes that okay, and he has a conversation with Hanuman, Krishna, and Arjuna and Hanuman. And then finally, what happens? That Arjuna says that, well, your Ramji was really the best archer. Then why didn't he made a bridge of arrows? If I would have been there, I would have just made a bridge of arrows. I'm the most powerful archer. He said, really? Okay, well, the soldiers in the Lord Ram's army are quite strong. I'm not sure if they would be really able to, kind of withstand the weight of these soldiers that the bridge would have been. The narrow bridge. He said, no, like let me show you. He said, okay, I'll make a bridge on this river Ganges and let's test it out. And then he prayed and whatnot, I don't know. The best Namogila Prabhu was joking. Ultra Tech Cement ki jai. And he prayed to Ultra Tech Cement and okay, bridge was formed and like they pray like this to the arrow and shot the arrow and made the bridge. Hanumanji just touched his tail. Boom, boom, boom. It just blasted. Just by touching the tail. And it was big insult to a warrior like Arjuna. He could not tolerate. Now he prayed more intensely. How come my strength go down? How come my bridge didn't, So he was very proud of his Leela part. You have to understand the Lord and his devotees Leela to teach us a lesson that we should never think that I can do by my own effort, or I am the one, I am the great Arjuna, I am the great Sir, the most powerful warrior, or etc. etc. So he made another one and he said, this time if he breaks, I will just put myself in the fire. And then finally makes a bridge again. Guess what? Breaks. The bridge breaks by Hanuman's tail. Hanumanji, we know that he's so powerful. Now Arjuna has to enter the fire. So put a fire and about to enter, there comes a Brahmana. What's the matter? What are you two guys doing? What are you doing? He says, this and this happened. This Arjuna said that if the bridge breaks, he'll enter the fire. So it's just time to enter the fire. And Brahmana said, well, was there any proof? Well, this Brahmana was the Supreme Lord himself, disguised as Brahmana. Was there any proof of this? So let's do a final match. And I'll be the witness because we need a proof, right? So Brahmana became the witness. And this time, Arjuna was very, very in-depth in his prayers, in his consciousness, deeply meditating. Kṛṣṇa, I am nothing. You are everything. If you want, please help me out. Intensely praying, the power of prayers, very, very important. The power of prayers. Prayers have unlimited powers. If I think I can do by my own effort, that is impossible. That will never happen. But if I depend on Kṛṣṇa, then that is the main success in bhakti. To be dependent on the Lord, to intensely pray. I do not know how this will happen. I do not know, but Kṛṣṇa, if you so desire, everything will happen. Everything will manifest. So this is bhakti. Arjuna intensely prayed. And this was not just a bridge of arrows. It was the bridge of Kṛṣṇa's mercy. The arrows were just the medium. So this time, Hanumanji touched the tail, nothing happened. And he jumped up and down, round and round, heavily, like Hanumanji jumping heavily. Can you imagine? Oh my God, that was something. But nothing happened to the bridge. And below, Hanumanji saw Ram, Lord Ram, and Arjuna saw Kṛṣṇa holding the bridge. If the Lord is holding, and then they realize, oh, what I was doing, trying to test. The Lord is getting inconvenienced because of me. So, this is a story, small story about Hanuman, Arjuna, and the mercy of the Lord. So the point here, I don't know how I reach. Yeah, the point here was, it's not that majority of the population think I am the cause of this success or failure, etc. But the main cause is Daiva. Nacha Daivat Parambalam. So we should always depend on Krishna's mercy, not on one's own endeavor, not on one's own abilities or talents. Yes, we have to be intelligent, we have to use our talents, but depend on Krishna's mercy. Depend on other factors beyond me. Okay. Text 30. Yes, Akshay, Prabhu.
Hare
Kṛṣṇa.
Krishna, Prabhuji, excuse
Yes.
me. Prabhu, one I'm not able to understand since yesterday, and that Bali Maharaj is one of the Mahajans as well as a great devotee. So, after Shukracharya telling him that Vaman Dev is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then why in some previous verses we have been reading that Bali Maharaj is stopping the demons from fighting for the sense that it is not their time of victory, and means like it is going in that way ki, okay, this is not our time, we cannot win because means like these are something that are means like according to me I can see it as a negative. Means like Bali Maharaj must have felt very fortunate that okay, Lord is coming himself to ask from me, and before coming he has provided me such an opulence that I can give him something, like that. Means like uh, you getting what I'm trying to ask?
So your question is, why is Bali Maharaj? Because he's in the role of a king. The question may come, why he didn't immediately take shelter. Of course, there is the Leela part, but he's in the role of a king. So as a king, he is kind of telling, don't fight, because if someone tries to fight, as a king, he's telling, don't fight. This is not our time for victory. But internally, we know that it is his time for complete surrender. So internally, he also knows that it is his time for complete surrender. This whole Deva arrangement is for him to take full shelter. But of course, to the people who don't have love of Godhead, they will not understand that. Like Shukracharya, like the demon soldiers of Bali Maharaj. So therefore, he is. This is my understanding from the.
Thank you,
Okay,
Prabhuji.
right.
Hare
Does
Krishna.
that make sense? Does that answer your question, or okay? So, what are the 5 causes of action? Anyone knows? We talk about there are 5 causes, right? What are those?
Prabhuji, thankful from the nature, timing.
You can't hear me. Can you please speak close to the microphone? Siputra was saying something, I guess.
The Karta, the
Karta,
time, the time factor, then the Karan, and definitely Daiva and Karta Karan, and the missing one.
Yes. So this comes in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, text number 13 and 14. So, adhishtanam is the place of action. What is the place of action? Is the body, correct? So the body is instrumental in achieving, if like famous example, the tiger, the deer is in front of the tiger has to run and catch the deer, is to use the body. Karta, but just running will not, it's not that often, many times he will not get, even after good running. Karta is the doer of action, or the consciousness reflected in the falsehood. Karanam, or the instruments of actions, or the various senses. Cheshta, the effort exerted by the life heirs with the various functions. And the Daivam, the most important factor. Daivam refers here sometimes supersoul, who sets everything into motion. So ultimately, the soul, the supersoul, and the material nature. In chapter 5, Kṛṣṇa mentioned the 3 factors. In chapter 18, Kṛṣṇa mentions the 5 factors, which are basically expansions of the 3 factors, the material nature. So, but very important point, that Kṛṣṇa is the sanctioner. Without him sanctioning anything, it's not going to happen. Okay, so let's keep reading. Yes, Lakshay. Oh,
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
yes, please.
Etan vayam vijeshyamo yadi daivam prasiddhati tasmat kalam pratikshadvam yono artat vaya kalpate. Translation. Can you scroll down? Translation. Unless providence is in our favor, we shall not be able to gain victory. Therefore, we must wait for the favorable time when our defeating them will be possible. So I think so we have to wait for the favorable time, and that is something like the God's grace. It's only with effort will not come. Definitely grace also. That is one.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, we'll read the next verse, which is text number 25. Anyone wants to read? Who hasn't got a chance yet? Srimad, do you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Text 25. Sri Shuka Uvacha Patiyur Nigaditam Srutva Daitya Danava Uthapaha Rasam Nirvivi Surajan Vishnu Parsada Tadita. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sukadeva Goswami continued, O King, in accordance with the order of their master, Bali Maharaja, all the chiefs of the demons and the daityas entered the lower regions of the universe, to which they were driven by the soldiers of Vishnu. So here Shukadeva Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj about the Bali Maharaj and along with his chief demons and daityas, they entered the lower region of the universe, and by the soldiers of the Vishnu there, and headed by the soldiers of, actually they are arrested, so with the soldiers of Lord Vishnu. Back to you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. I think the arresting piece will come now. Now they are just trying to run for their life because their time is not right. They can't win. Earlier their time was right. They were victorious. The demons' time was not right. But now they are just kind of pretty much running for their life because everything has been taken over. So they're running to the lower regions, referring to the lower planets, subterranean planets. Okay, text 26. Who hasn't read yet? Anyone?
I can read, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Text number 26. Atha taksha suto jnatva virat prabhu shikrishtam pavanta varne parshar balam sutaye hani krito. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thereafter, on the day of Somapana, after the sacrifice was finished, Garuda, king of the birds, understanding the desire of his master, arrested Bali Maharaj with the rope of Varuna. Purport: Garuda, the constant champion of Supreme Personality of Godhead, knows the confidential part of the Lord's desire. Bali Maharaj's tolerance and devotion were undoubtedly super excellent. Garuda arrested Bali Maharaj to show the entire universe the greatness of the king's tolerance. So here Prabhupada is mentioning finally that the Garuda has been arrested with the rope of Varuna, and he knows the sanction, he understands the desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he just wanted to show the world how great the Bali Maharaj is and his tolerance after arresting also. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very important lesson in this verse here is the word Prabhu Chikirshitam, the desire of Lord Vishnu. So I was sharing this in the kids' class, there are 4 kinds of people. One is the lowest, 4th is those who will, the guru tells something, or master tells something, what is right for the disciple. So the disciple will not do it even after repeated reminders. One level up, number 3. The disciple will do it, what the guru tells, the teacher tells, the parent tells, but after repeated reminders. Number 2, the guru tells, the disciple will do it one time. As much as what is told, he'll do it. Okay, give me a glass of water. Glass of water. Okay. Number 1 is basically mentioned here, like Garuda, like Hanumanji. They understand the mood of the master. They understand what our master would expect us to do in this situation. They try to understand. And this is a first-class disciple, a first-class student, a first-class devotee, who not just says what the guru tells. That is, of course, being second class is also very, very good platform. But we should also try to come to the first class. Of course, third class is not good. The guru should not give us repeated reminders to do something. We should try to come to second class and then from second to the first, like how Garuda understood the mood of the master. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Manobhishtam, the understanding the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, very, very important. And how will we understand? Any thoughts? How will we understand the mood of the Guru, our Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, etc.? Any
By
thoughts?
doing
Only
servant of servant, being servant of their servant.
Servant of the servant. Okay, nice. Anyone else?
same thing, by service only.
The service. Yes.
While listening is also service, listening to classes.
Yes, listening. Very nice. Anyone else?
By associating with the servants of the Guru.
By association of Guru Maharaj and the servants who are genuinely serving him, we will be able to understand the mood. Absolutely. Very nice. Anyone else? Any other thoughts? So I think all of these are great points that will really help reading more, hearing more about them, how they would have dealt. Like, yes, a devotee a question, and then the devotee, I don't want to name to embarrass him or her. But the devotee said that, oh, how would my spiritual master would have reacted in this situation? Let me think about it. So that's a great, meditation. That's a great, that how would Srila Prabhupada would have reacted in this situation. Deliberation is also a very good point. Often we may not have the answer right away. When Bali Maharaj deliberated, being thoughtful. So Hanumanji also was very thoughtful. He also deliberated many times when he was in Lanka. He was confused what to do, what not to do, etc. He deliberated. He checked his intentions. He checked his focus. He was only told, "Oh, just find the whereabouts of Mata Sita," right? He was not told to destroy the Lanka. He was not told to kind of get an estimate of the Ravana's army, strengths and weaknesses. He was not told to weaken the confidence of Ravana's army. He was not told to give assurance to Mother Sita that Lord Ram will come very soon. She was about to commit suicide. It is mentioned in the Ramayana. Of course, this is a Leela pastime we are talking about. But he was only told to get the whereabouts. Today, on the occasion of Ram Navami, and Lord Ram said, I'm so indebted to you. I cannot do anything for you. I'm so indebted for you. It's like out of love. That I am, Lord Ram embraced Hanuman. That embrace is so amazing that all I can do is like as same as Krishna told gopis, all I can do is that give you more service, because a pure devotee wants that only. He doesn't want anything in return out of the service. Oh, I have served you, give me some money or give me a nice this or that. All a devotee wants is pure service. So that's Hanumanji, first class devotee. That's Shri Garuda, understanding the mood of the Guru. That's Shri Lakshmanji. Lakshmanji built a nice hermitage in Chitrakoot for Lord Ram and Mata Sita. And Lord Ram said, well, where did you learn all this? Lord Ram, he said that, brother, when you were learning about Rajadharma, I was learning about Dasya Dharma. Wherever you could go, because you are a king, you have to do this. But my dharma is of servant, so I learned how to make hermitage. When Hanumanji, anytime he was told something, he would not just do that, he would do extra which will not cause a burden. Extra means not by his whims and fantasies. He would know what will please the Guru. So always like 10 steps ahead, understanding the mood. So we can meditate upon this word, Prabhu Chikirshitam. Prabhu Chikirshitam. That will really please Guru, Prabhupada. Not just that every, the Guru has to tell, okay, sit down, okay, now you eat, okay, now you stand up. But at the same time, we should not also like prematurely feel that, okay, I'm at that level. It's often good to sometimes check. If you're not sure, will the Guru Maharaj be pleased with this or displeased with this? It's a good idea to check with those who may be mature or even directly with the Guru at times. Okay, I'll pause here. Any other comments, additions, questions?
Is there any significance of the rope of Varuna? Why is mentioned ropes of Varuna?
It's the Pash, Varuna Pash, Nag Pash, Yam Pash, the different kind of. There's a photo also, I guess, here in this Bhagavatam, right? There's a picture. Yeah, there is picture. Maybe not in this one. Oh, yes. Exactly of this verse. It's interesting. After Lord Vaman's associates had defeated all the demons, Garuda arrested Bali Maharaj with the snake ropes of Varuna. So the snake ropes. It will come in the 27th verse actually, which we'll read tomorrow, but there's a picture. I'll post that also. So Garuda carries snakes, right? Garuda says this is food. So I think 27th verse, which we'll read tomorrow, will make it more clear, and then I'll post the picture also. Okay. So we'll pause here and continue tomorrow with the next verse. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Samvata Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Vaishnava Namo Namo.